Yeah. It's a good seeing everybody here this morning. We're glad that you're with us. And we're glad the Bomars are here, all of them. To see them all in one place together is not too often, is it? So it is good to see you guys together. What a blessing for Dave and Phyllis that you guys are, and you're a blessing to us to be here this morning, and we're grateful that you're here. Merry Christmas to everybody. Tomorrow is the big day in which we open up gifts and share our lives with each other, hopefully in a loving, compassionate way towards one another. I've been thinking about this sermon for quite a while. I wanted to change and get away kind of from the love sermons that I've been doing because it is Christmas, and I don't really want to make this a Christmas sermon, but it's about giving. And no, it's not about giving money, even though you can do that. As a matter of fact, it's kind of what I did with my grandkids, is just send them cash. Here's some money, go buy what you want. Except for the two back there. I got them a little trinket that says, Papa's the best. And so, oh, sorry guys, gave it away. So he'll have a nice keychain for his keys that says Papa's number one. So that's always great to have. But what do you deem a good gift is? What is a great Christmas gift or any kind of gift that we give? What do you deem it to be good? Maybe some women would like a diamond ring, or maybe some diamond earrings, or a nice diamond pendant for their necklace or something like that. And then you realize, well, maybe you have 2 or 3 of them already. And so you don't really need that, but even though it'd be a nice gift to get, it's not something you really need. And maybe for some it'd be, just get me some new clothes, and I always tell my kids, socks are my favorite to unwrap because I don't buy socks for myself. And so for some odd reason, I don't know why, I want them to get that for me for Christmas or for my birthday. Just get me socks. That's the best gift I can get for my kids. And so, but I have tons of socks. My drawer's full. Some of them are still in that little clamp thing that they put together because I haven't even had to open them up. So I have a lot, and even though they give them to me every year or for my birthday or whatever, it's a great gift, but it's something that I really don't need. It's something that I have plenty of, if you will. And then I thought, well, the ultimate gift to give is a new car. Can you imagine going outside on Christmas morning and there's this bow on this brand new, whatever kind of car you're dreaming of. It's your dream car. And there it is, right in the driveway or in the street, parked for you to drive, and your loved one gives you the keys and say, Merry Christmas. That'd be a great gift. But then, as Bill will tell you, as soon as you get in it and drive it away, it's no longer a new car. The value of that car has dropped probably 30% the moment you put miles on it. And so that newness kind of wears off, and even though it's a great gift at the moment, sometimes some of us have 2 or 3 cars and we're not really in need of a car, even though it'd be nice to have. So I keep thinking, well, what would be the great gift? And the more I thought about it, the funnier it kind of got. And so I'm gonna. This Christmas is gonna be great at Grandma's house because I'm gonna give everybody the same gift, and whether they're an in-law, a niece or a nephew, or a great niece or great nephew, or my mom or whoever, I'm going to give them the same. My sisters, they're getting the same gift. But then I realized, if I give this gift to my family, it's also the same gift that I can give to everyone here. And It's also the same gift that I can give to people that I really don't like. And it's a prank gift, kinda, but it's also the most important gift, the most valuable gift. It's also the most precious gift that you can give. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, Danny's going to spend more time with his mom. Probably not. Not that I don't love her, not that I don't love spending time with her, but I'm kind of busy. So it's not that I'm going to, I'd like to work in some more time, I should say that. That Danny's going to, always be there for when people need me, need him. And I'm thinking, probably not. I got Dave and Bill's number on my phone. I can hand it to them, type of deal, and they'll take care of the situation, type deal, or somebody else in the church, type of deal. And even though I'd love to be there for every time that someone needs me, well, I can't. It's an impossibility. Even though that's something that I do want to work on this next year. To give that as a gift, I'd probably be an Indian giver and take it back and say, well, can't do it. But think about this statement. The greatest gift that we can give to the closest people in our life, to the ones we love the most, is the same gift that we can give to those who are not quite as loved or that we barely know. And you meet somebody on December 15th and you're thinking, oh, now I got to get him a gift. Well, this gift is great for him. And so as we share this gift this morning, I'm not only going to tell you what this gift is, but I'm going to explain to you how we give it. Because it's not something that we just, well, here you go, unwrap this, and then they put it in their closet or they put it in their toolbox and they forget about it, that they even have this. So what is this gift? The greatest gift that I can give or that you can give to those in this world? Well, to narrow it down to one gift is this. The best gift you can give is yourself. The best gift that I can give is me. And I can give you this gift with all my flaws. You can give your gift with all your flaws. And because we know each other and we love each other and we care for each other, we don't even care about those flaws. I mean, we do because we don't want to get all caught up in being mean to each other or anything like that. But we want to, in a nutshell, we just want to give ourselves over to each other. It is the greatest gift that we can give. It's the most precious gift that we can give. It's the most valuable gift that we can give. So what do I mean by that? Giving of yourself. Well, and I got three kind of explanations to this that I'm going to expound on. And number one is, what I mean when I say that I'm going to give you me this next year or for Christmas or whenever I want to give it to you, means that now you've become more important than me. And when you give yourself to someone else, it means that they're more important than you. You care about their needs. You care about things that's going on in their life. And you're kind of taking a back burner of what's important to me and things that I want in this life and things that I feel the way things should go. And it really doesn't matter because it's not about me anymore. It's about others. And when Christ came and gave us the greatest gift that he gave, it wasn't even about him, was it? It was about what he was doing for us. He made us important. Why? Because he gave his life for us. Because he surrendered everything for us. He gave up heaven for us. Turning your Bible to Philippians chapter 2. And Paul says this here in Philippians chapter 2. And I'll wait for you to get there in a minute. But I want you to understand, when we give ourselves to each other, we're making someone else more important than ourselves. Paul says, beginning with verse 1 of Philippians chapter 2, he says, therefore, if there's any encouragement in Christ, if there's any consolation of love, if there's any fellowship of the Spirit, if any affection and compassion, make my joy complete by being of the same mind, maintaining the same love, united in spirit, intent on one purpose. Do nothing from selfish or empty conceit, but with humility of mind, regard one another as more important than yourself. You see, Paul's telling the church there what I'm telling you. When we consider somebody more important, we're automatically stepping them up above ourselves. Because it's not important what I get out of life, it's what I give in life to each other, what we give to each other. So if someone's more important than yourself, what are you doing? According to Paul, you're looking out for their interest, not just for your own. That you're more concerned about their well-being than you are of yourself. That you're taking an active role in that person's life. You're taking an active role just to say to them, you know what? You are more important than me. It's been said of the Christmas season that there are more suicides and more attempted suicides this time of year than in any other time of year. And I think about, why is that? Why is the statistics show that more people try to commit suicide at this time of year than any other time of the year? And could it be because people don't feel like they're important to anybody else? That everybody just kind of gave up on them? That everybody just threw up their hands and said, you know what, Danny's not worth it. Or you're not worth it, or they're not worth it. When in reality, if we look at the example of Christ, he says they are. And to consider them more important than yourself. Number 2, what does it mean when you give yourself to someone else, or when I give myself to someone else? It means that they come first. Now, not only are they important, but they come first. And it doesn't mean that you step back and you say, okay, you can get in line at Safeway and Walmart, and you can go ahead of me, and you just got one item, and they got a whole basket full of items in their cart and stuff. And it's not talking about that, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how Christ gave the greatest gift to the church when he gave himself first. He loved first. He gave first. He gave more than anything else. He gave himself because he knew that in turn we would have to come to him and give ourselves first to him. And then in turn we give ourselves first to each other. Why? Because isn't that the greatest commandment? You love him with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and all your strength. Oh, and then you love your neighbor like yourself. When we become Christians, we're telling others that Christ is first in our life. And he deserves it. But other people need to realize that they need to come first too. And I'm not saying let's put Christ on the back burner and make sure that someone has preeminence over us, because he's the only preeminent one. He is it. But they need to come second. Remember that song, J-O-Y? Talks about J-O-Y, J-O-Y, this is what it means. Jesus first, yourself last, others in between. Why is that? Because the only way to true joy in life is making sure that Jesus is first and others are next. And then ourselves. This is the time of year that we need to let people know that that they're first, or at least second, if you will, because Jesus is first. By loving them, by being committed to them, by giving them the compassion they need, the mercy, the forgiveness they need, by making sure that we're there for them. And all that's done by surrendering our will to His will. All that's done by giving up what we want or what we think we deserve to what really the other person deserves. There's a brother who always used to tell me, when you become a Christian, you're choosing last place. And it's not that you lose, because you don't lose being a Christian. So it's not that kind of last place. It's that you automatically choose for the others to come first. So that's what I mean when I say we give ourselves to each other, we give ourselves to one another. Number 3. Another thing that I mean by that is that we love each other regardless. When I give myself to you, it doesn't matter what kind of flaws you have, what kind of struggles you may have, what kind of things that I may want to avoid in your life. I love you regardless. You love each other regardless. And too many times in our world we say those 3 words and they don't mean that much anymore, because we say them so often, or we say them and then we walk away and do nothing about it. We don't live up to those words. So I'm not talking about surface love. I'm talking about love that touches every aspect of our life. I'm talking about when we give ourselves, we're willing to get our hands dirty in the lives of other people. We're willing to give ourselves up so that others can feel better about themselves, so that they can feel that someone cares for them. Have you ever read the book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman? If you haven't read it, let me encourage you to read it. It's a great book. And he's kind of narrowed it down to where there's 5 main love languages that almost everybody kind of fits into one of these categories. And he says that the first one is that some people fit in the category that you have to give them words of affirmation, which means you're telling them they're doing great, that they're loved by you. Just letting someone know how much they're appreciated. To this person, that words of affirmation are important. This person thinks that's the world to them. You tell somebody they're appreciated and loved, it does a lot to those whose love languages is words of affirmation. It lifts them up. How hard is it to let somebody know we appreciate them? How hard is it to let people know they're doing a great job? How hard is it for us to let people know that we're right there beside them? The next one, he says that some people respond better to quality time. And just spending time with them is so important. Now, let me say this, because they're not here. Y'all know that Pat Krause went through surgery. Did you guys read the text that she sent in our message thing? Come by and see me. I miss y'all. You don't think quality time is her love language? She just wants time with us. Do we not have an extra minute or two to stop by and let her know that we love her? Just spending quality time with them is so important. I remember long ago in my life when quality time was the most important thing. And I didn't have time, or to my kids, and I didn't have time to spend with them, or I felt like I didn't have time. But I remember them coming in and saying, "Dad, what are you doing today?" "Well, I got this, and this going on." And I hope I wasn't too late in their life to have them understand that I love them and I wanted to spend quality time with them. And I know it hasn't been, because they always call, when you coming down? When you coming back? When can you come? They loved quality time. And sometimes we just got to sacrifice doing what we want and making the time to spend with other people. So you got words of affirmation, you got quality time, and he says the third one is some people respond to receiving gifts. I talked a lot since December 1st about receiving gifts, haven't I? Not a lot, but about every Sunday I say something. That I love receiving gifts. That must be my love language. You know, whether it's a card, a note. As a matter of fact, you can go to my office, and in the second drawer on my desk, I have notes that date back to when Kara, I think, was a child and wrote me a note of how much she appreciated my lessons. I have notes when I was in Kim, when this young lady said, I'm so thankful that you drive up every Sunday. Those are gifts that have been given that are priceless. And those who speak this love language are those who would like to receive notes, a gift bag. And it speaks volumes of love to those who love them. The next one is the acts of service. Some people, it's best showing love to them when you do something for them. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be like going to spend time with them, raking their lawn without having to be asked. Love is spoken in volumes to this person when the other person does their chore for them at home, does the ironing and the laundry just because they love it. They love the one that they're doing it for. And then the last one he says is some people respond to physical touch. And you guys know I'm a hugger. I almost hug everybody. And maybe that's my love language too. And I hope it's yours. And some people just love to have somebody's hand on their shoulder, just to reassure things are going all right. Some people respond to a handshake, any kind of little touch that you give them. We can't be so afraid of whatever's going on in our world that we're not willing to reach out and touch someone. We're not willing to reach out and let people know how much we do love them. You see, when we give ourselves to someone else, we're saying, I love you regardless of what you may have done in the past, how you lived in the past, and how you're going to live in the future. You see, the thing of it is, as we get into this season of giving, what's the greatest gift you can give? And let me reassure you, it's not a new car. It's not a diamond ring or diamonds. It's not new clothes. It's yourself. That's the gift that keeps giving all year long. Giving yourself to others is so vital in church. And the only way that we can give ourselves to others is when we've given ourselves to God. When we've surrendered our will to God's will, and we've decided that we are going to be children of God. And He's chosen us to be children of God. And because of that, we're going to start acting like children of God and giving ourselves to each other. Because it's always easier to give ourselves to our family. Isn't it? I mean, kids, it's easier to give yourself to your mom and dad, or to your siblings, or to your nieces and nephews, your own children. But we are the family of God. And we should be willing to give ourselves to each other even greater than our physical family. That only happens when we give ourselves to Jesus first. I don't know what you're going to get for Christmas. I really don't know I do know what I'm giving my kids and my grandkids and my mom and others. I know what I'm giving them. I've already got it. There's a story of a young boy who was playing Christmas with his grandpa. And his grandpa was teaching him how to unwrap gifts. And so his grandpa would get a little car or little, whatever he was going to get, and he'd wrap it up in a towel and he'd say, "Here's the gift for you." The little boy would unwrap the gift and he'd say, "Ah, a car." He was excited. He was happy. So the little boy would wrap up something for his grandpa and say, Grandpa, here, a present for you." And the grandpa would unwrap it and usually it was, whatever was laying around, a candle or whatever. And the grandpa would just get so excited that this little boy thought of giving him a gift, and he'd say, "Oh, this is the greatest gift ever." And they did this back and forth for a while, until all of a sudden the little boy lays the towel on his head, covers his face, and under the towel this little voice comes out that says, Grandpa, a present for you." And the grandpa lifts the towel, and there's this grandson right there. And he hugs him and kisses him and loves him. And he says, "That's the gift. That's the gift." Giving ourselves to each other is the greatest gift we can give. If you haven't done that, the invitation is open for us to invite ourselves to either get in a right relationship with Jesus so we can know how to give ourselves to each other. Maybe we've been in this relationship with Jesus, but we haven't, or we hold back. For some odd reason, we are people who hold back our love, our giving of ourselves